Magu Ziansho, divine marijuana, brings immortality. So, first libation. Libation to the ancestors. You already know, when you turn on this show, go get you a bowl and smoke with me. And get all that smoke out. So, why Kanna-Bliss culture GungFu? No. Why an Afro-Asiatic Kanna-Bliss culture GungFu? Well, I'm not going to tell you why. No. Well, I'm going to go through my book on this video, and I want to try to do it in a short amount of time, so I'll be talking too much on these videos. The algorithm is only 12 minutes, man. You see what I'm saying? So, I just did a video, and I mentioned the book, and I mentioned my new GungFu system. And if I didn't, there are videos below about the GungFu, so I'm gonna get more deeper into that. But I just made a video about opening up May 19th, 2023 is a Friday, and I'm opening up Mel-O-Laan, WaKanDa of the West. See, it just comes out. And but I'm going to be also opening up the GungFu school there. And then later on, after I get the videos and all that, the training videos and the book together, then I'll, do it online, or what they call it, long distance learning, because the form is really simple. So it would be simple to learn online, not all kung fu or martial arts. So I'm calling the land WaKanDa of the West. And of course I have to give a shout out to WaKanDa. And I had this in a book before Chadwick Boseman died. So I already was there. And what brought me there is when I went to see the Black Panther movie. I think I told that story. And seeing the children all wanted to be superheroes, be Black Panther. I'm like, where do you go to be Black Panther? So, I'm not just naming this another martial arts school either. It's the Super Hero Academy, or SHARP. So, I'll get into that later. Right now, the rest of the book. Now, first part, Afro-Asiatic. So I know you just think I probably, because my eyes stay Chinese. No, not because I smoke. This is my kind of normal eyes. But Afro-Asiatic is a real thing for those of you who don't know. I know some of you have studied, but you haven't studied my style because it's new. So, in the walls of Shaolin, they always showed us too, Afro-Asiatic. Well, actually, he's the Afro-Asiatic. And then, we have other examples of us doing martial arts. Ooh. And I told you my martial arts, you know, basically got the concept from Bruce Lee, the idea of creating your own thing and not, you know, staying with the. I studied traditional Tai Chi, but that's where it came from. So, you know, of course, my two heroes was Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali. So that's like a perfect representation of my system, which I used to call Tai Chi Bo, but now it done did get corny. So I'm calling it Ching Chuan, because the first form is actually based on Ching, and I went into all that before also. So now, when you study China, I'm sorry, Chinese people, they used to call the people that look like us Kunlun. Now, at one time I was going to call it Kunlun Shan Pai, which means Kunlun Mountain School. And basically it still is, because I'm not going to get into Kunlun right now. That's the whole mountain range where they say Tai Chi started. Now at the top I'm going to show you bigger pictures of it, but here go one of the 8 immortals, Li De Guai. You understand? Look at his hair, look at his nose. And here goes the creator of Tai Chi Chuan. Look at his hair, look at his nose. You see what I'm saying? I'm not making this stuff up. And, well, I'm going to read you about Li De Guai in a minute, because, you know, of course, sometimes they don't paint on black, but in the older pictures, and that's from the 13th century, China, they painted him like he was. And then here's another picture, and it goes to say that the early Chinese dynasties had black emperors. We don't say black, but I guess we say black because people say black. Both the Shang or Shang dynasty and the Xia dynasties had black rulers, according to the ancient texts. According to Professor Shangling, the earliest documented rulers in China were referred to as Yuan Di, a phrase that translates to Black Emperor. You understand? So basically what I'm saying, this is a study also. It's a scholar warrior thing. You know, you're gonna learn stuff. So, like this is the part of the book that I'm gonna be presenting right now. This is some of the printed stuff, and this is the handwritten stuff that it still had to be all typed it up. You understand? Money. So I'm gonna have a special offer at the end. So now, a better close-up. My picture got a little water damage because I'll be traveling around. So that there again goes the creator of Tai Chi Chuan. The first 13 forms, and then all these families took that and started making up their own forms. Everybody doing the Yang style or the Chin style or the Wu style. Nobody's making, well, I'm not going to say nobody because I don't know everybody. Do I? No, I don't know everybody, but I got my own. And it's like Tai Chi, but on steroids. But we don't use steroids. Now, Li De Guai. Look at the hair, look at the nose, look at the lips, look at the skin color, look at the eyeballs. You know how they always draw us. Yeah? I meant to read Li De Guai. But, the dude that brought GungFu to China, from India, I'm trying to think of his name, that's why I'm taking my time. Buddha, or the dude that brought Kung Fu, that taught the Chinese Kung Fu. The origin of Tai Chi, Wudang, and the origin of Shaolin. I forgot his name. Now, we go to another part of China called Cambodia. Cambodia. And they actually have a story there where they're waiting for a savior to come and save the people. And the people are called Naga. And he is called Nagarjuna, which means the savior of the Nagas. The story is carved. I'm going to show you him, and it's not painted like Kemet. The story is carved into the walls, and the story is at least 500 years older than the story. I'm not going to go into the whole story right now, but it's about a people coming into their land, taking them to a place with 50 buildings, or 50 something, and the Savior is born amongst them, and he builds a city and for his people. Now, I like this brother because he is a Buddha, according to them. You understand? But, now, well, the nose is kind of gone, but you can see the sisters on either side of him too, right? That's the part I like. Now, now look how he's sitting. Now that above his head, that's not the seat, that's his chakras, that's his energy, flowing out like from his chakras. Now, look how he's sitting. He is the only Buddha that's represented sitting like that, like a brother teaching. But he got the yin and the yang sisters on either side. Look at the sister, he like chilling. I like that Buddha. That's the Buddha. If I wanted to believe in a Buddha, that's the man. He like, have two sisters. Did I talk about him here? No, I'm not talking about him here. Okay. So, dang, I covered the rest of the book up. Don't do that. Now, marijuana. That is actually, I hate to say sect, but it is actually a sect or a part of Taoism, which is the art and science of nature. It is not, I only say the Tao really, I don't even say the ism, because first that you hear ism like Judaism. No, it's not a belief system. You learn to breathe, you learn to eat herbs, blah, blah, blah. But I also added this part to it when I found out about Magu. You see, I'm not making it up. When I found out about Magu, which that is a symbol of Ma, which is, Ma is the name of the cannabis. So Magu is divinity of cannabis, queen of cannabis. They have different translations. But Princess Magu, see, I went over 12 minutes. I don't have the light on, so got to use these magnifying glasses. Magu is a legendary Taoist Xian, or immortal, transcendent, associated with the elixir of life, and she is a symbolic protector of women in Chinese mythology. The only known temple dedicated to her that has survived the Cultural Revolution in China is in Yugu Temple Complex, Yantai. This is the place where Magu practiced and attained immortality. Well, I'm not going to go real deep into her, but now this whole stuff I'm talking about Tao and immortality, well, it actually is literally connected to your Jesus immortality story. Oh boy, that's why I'm making these videos. There's so much information. I'm talking about literally. You understand? So that's about Margu. So I just wanted to show that I'm not making. Well, actually, I added the part about the smoking because, the real thing with Margu is making formulas out of the cannabis, and you ingest these formulas to become immortal or to help you become immortal. Now I added the smoking part. I added that because everywhere I've lived, black people smoke, young, old, and it hit me one day when I seen little girls coming to the. I was at the Chinese food. I'm never eating that again. But these little girls, they about 10, 11 years old, and they're like, "Who gonna roll the blunt?" I'm like, "Oh no, my people need to learn what this herb is." Because you might go to another kung fu school, hey, do not smoke, it is a drug. Then most of y'all gonna go home and smoke anyway, because black people smoke herb. Now the point is, let's learn how to grow our own. Let's learn how to control this herb. All that type of stuff. That's the kung fu of the marijuana. Let's make it ours if we're gonna be using it every goddamn. I bet you use it. If you smoke more than you eat. Anyway, so that's this is not just about kicking and punching. You understand? It's way deep. So what did I do? I think I mixed my book up. I'm gonna have to put it back together anyway. But okay, right quick. Let's go through some parts. Okay, so I basically already showed the Kung Fu before, When it's Tao, it's based on the elements. You understand? The 8 elements. And it has 8 forms and 8 stances and 8 fists. And that, well, except for the breathing, that's pretty much it. So when you combine these 8 together, you get 64 forms. So as you can see, I actually based the forms on the Wu style Tai Chi, which is based on the 8 directions. Alright, so what else I want to show you guys. Alright, so we're getting back into the Margu part. So I showed you before, the brother that made the bong. He used to be an artist and he drew this for me, so we have instructions on when you use the bong. We was using it back then to get out phlegm and stuff, and so we had this specific setup. You have your stuff to wipe and what I'm saying, it was a whole system. So this was the bong when he gave it to me. Now it's all broken it up from practicing Margu Fu. So I've separated I Ching Chuan from Margu Fu because I was going to have the whole thing like dealing with marijuana. Now the I Ching Chuan is actually connected because the original Shang dynasty people who started off creating the I Ching Book of Changes used to use cannabis seeds in their formula to do divination. So I'm not making this stuff up. I got this stuff from books and shit. For real. But it's mine. It's my system. So part of the Kung Fu will be to learn how to make those bongs. That's going to be part of, because I'm going to be certifying people in this Kung Fu and to make it a business for you. You understand? That was the point from the beginning, to make this commercial and a business for you. You can learn this in 10 months. I'll certify you. And you can go back to the hood and be a Kung Fu teacher. Look in your hood and find how many Kung Fu. It might be some karate or some judo. We need some Kung Fu because especially this, we move our own way. You know what I'm saying? We don't move like... Alright, what else I wanted to show you? I just wanted to talk about the book. So I showed you, some parts of the book. You understand? So all these black and white pictures, I have to make them into color. I got to get all this stuff printed up. I got to get it typed up. Because even all the stuff I printed out, I printed off the computer. And, it still all got to be and everything. And it's a scholarly thing. So I really have to add now the DNA stuff. That's deep by itself. So, what my offer is. Yeah. See, in the South they say, yeah. What my offer is. Bam! That was my first class. So, what I did here was, put a little, how you say, excerpt of the book. Ooh, look at me, I'm in color. I guess I'm still colored. I put a little excerpt from the book and to help raise cash flow so I can put my books and my videos so I can give myself and my Kung Fu to the world. And it will be the first ever Black Hero Academy with Proof B, like Professor X and X-Men. Well, I will be Proof B, and I will have B women and B men, I guess. So, the book. I'm selling the book for $9. All right. So, I'll probably send it to you. You let me know if you want it. If you want it printed out. No, you can print it out. $9. I'll send it to you on the email. Yeah, the email. You understand? And then you print it out. Cheaper that way. And that's it. I have the book. It's ready to be put together. I'm putting a bunch of time into this stuff. I created the system. It's a real GungFu. It's complete. Within the system, we also have what's called HIT medicine. HIT medicine is unique to Chinese, I think. I haven't studied everything. HIT medicine is when you get hit, they got medicine for it. Literally, man, I've used it. They have this powder called Payao. It's literally called Payao, and they didn't make that up. It's named after the place it's made. But it's a powder, right? And when you get cut, you put the powder on it, stop the bleeding, stop the pain, and it helps the cut heal without scarring. That's just one thing of HIT medicine. Then they have Dao. Like when you get good, you get bruised, because in Kung Fu, in martial arts, of course, you get bruises and shit, You put that on, the bruise goes away. There's nothing like this. So imagine you have a business. There's nothing like this in the hood. Nothing. There's nothing like this in the white neighborhood. That's why there's no Kung Fu in the hood, because brothers learn this and go to the white people's, where the money at. That's where I should be. But anyway, you got to go to Chinatown to get this stuff, to get the herbs, So that's a whole nother reason for the cannabis, because it's like this herb, when made into a medicine, they call it Rick Simpson oil. You take a bunch of the cannabis and you make a little tiny vial like this, and it's taking away cancer, it's taking away, I can't never think of the name of that, where they make you shake real bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about just smoking. That was to get you in. Alright, so I'm way past my time anyway. But that's all I wanted to really talk about, was why the cannabis is in my GungFu. Yes, because my people are smoking, and we smoking, and I'm not doing this because I want to smoke. I can smoke. I've been smoking since I was 10. And I'm still here. And not only have I created systems, smoking didn't have me like, I've created systems, I think 6 or 7. All that came out of here. I've been a teacher when I was smoking. All that came out of here. You understand? Used to fight a couple of times in Japan and in the Marine Corps. All that came from here. And all that time I've been smoking. So, help support a brother. Panther powers to the people. Get the book. I'll put the information below. If you don't get the book, I'm going to have all my students come to you. No, just joking. I don't even know who you are. Peace. Well, if you buy the book, then I know I always gotta find the button. When you get old, you have to find the button.